Welcome to the first episode of My Hometown. I thought I'd take a little time to introduce what My Hometown is, what the podcast is all about, where I came up with the idea, and just kind of where we're going to be going in the next weeks, in the next month, in the next year. So I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you. So my hometown idea came about. I'm sitting here in the M2B lab, the Mind to Body lab, which is inside Synergy Fitness. And as a business owner, I thought about all the different small businesses in our community, our little town of Bowie, Texas. And I thought about our small community, and I thought about the small businesses. And I thought, a lot of times we do business with, especially when it comes to small businesses, we do business with those businesses because we like the customer service, we like the owner, all these different reasons. And so I thought it'd be a great idea. It originally started out as I had an idea of that I would interview and have a conversation with business owners. So that way people in our community, people that move into our community as our community grows, they'd have an opportunity to, a place to go to My Hometown podcast on YouTube and get to know these small business owners, know what they're about, know what their passion is, because I believe that small business owners in small rural communities across the United States, they go into business not because of the grandiose idea of making millions, making a fortune, but they go into that business because they have a passion for it. And a lot of times it's a passion because they want to serve. There's something that they want to help their community with. They want to give back in a certain way. And so that's the real reason that small businesses exist in small communities. It's because they want to help the community grow. They want to offer a service that maybe that is not in the community. And in return, they just want the customers and community to come in and support them so they can continue to give back to the community. And so I wanted to share some of the hearts of our local business owners in our community over the next weeks and months and over the years, really. And as I thought about it, I thought, in our community, there's so much more that makes up our community than just the businesses. And so as I'm going to, each week, I'll have on, it might be a business owner, it might be someone in charge of an organization, someone, we have a bunch of different organizations in our community, some wonderful, all of them great organizations. I think so many people in our community, we don't know about them. We maybe don't know about the different businesses that we have in town. And so my goal through the My Hometown podcast is to share those organizations, share those businesses. I'm going to sit down and talk with different city officials over the weeks and months to come. What makes our community special? What things are being done as our community grows and new people come in, and what are we doing as we expand? All these neat things. And I'm also going to be sitting down with just people of the community that maybe can share some light and some what rich history we have in our community. And because I really want it to come across that our community has value. It has great, I think, unnoticed value that sometimes we just take for granted because we live in our community, and sometimes when we live here, we take those things for granted. For example, anytime Kim, my wife, and I, we go on a trip, anywhere outside of maybe a couple counties, and somebody ask her, where are you from? Now, what do we usually say when we tell someone where we're from? They say, where are you from? Well, I'm Bowie, Texas. It's in North Texas. We might give a distance from Wichita Falls or Dallas, something like that, to kind of give them a general idea of where we're at. And Kim is what she does every time somebody says, well, where are you at? She said, well, we're from the home of the world's largest Jim Bowie knife. We're from Bowie, Texas. And that is something that they may never remember when they ask where we're from, that we're from Bowie, Texas. But they will remember that we live in wherever the world's largest Jim Bowie knife is. They can go Google that, and they can find exactly where we live, where we are from, where it's located, as in relationship to Dallas, Fort Worth, Wichita Falls, any kind of metroplex, anything like that. They can Google that, and they can tell. So that's a neat way, and I think that's something that we just take for granted, that we, going to Walmart or drive by the Jim Bowie knife, and some of you may commute back and forth to work, so you drive them, every day, a couple times, 2, 3 times a day, past the Jim Bowie knife, and we never realize the significance of that. Kim and I have been to other towns as we travel. We love to take road trips. It's one of our most favorite things to do, and we'll find something that's special about that town, just like Paris, Texas. We've been to Paris, Texas, and where did we go? We went to the little Eiffel Tower that has a little cowboy hat on it. We took pictures in front of it, and we just went to see it just because it's a neat thing there in Paris, Texas. And the same is true with the Jim Bowie knife in Bowie, Texas. People come off the highway. They want to have their picture taken with the world's largest Jim Bowie knife. So, you may be from our community, and you drive by and you see people taking pictures, and you go, what are they doing? Why are they taking pictures? Because that is a cool thing. And people that don't live here, they want to come and be a part of that. And they want to send pictures and show people. I went to wherever they have the world's largest Jim Bowie knife. So that's the kind of things that I want to share each week, just the real special things that we have. And I want you really to get to know our local business owners. I want you to get to know their heart, why they're in business, why they're doing what they're doing, because we have a wonderful community, and so many of us, it is our hometown. And when it is our hometown, we want to make it better. We want to shine a light on it. And that's my goal through the podcast is to shine a light on the small business owners, the people, the organizations, our city officials, our city government, just all the things that make up our hometown. Because it's just, there's a lot of things in our community. Over 5,000 people, and there's so many things that, I'm looking forward to this because I get to sit down and each week and have a conversation with someone from our community that might be an organization that I've just heard about, that I don't necessarily know about. So I'm excited over the next weeks and months and years to learn more about my community, learn more about my hometown. And that's another reason, kind of a selfish reason, I wanted to start My Hometown podcast, not only to educate others, but I wanted to get to know my hometown better. I wanted to reach out and connect with the people better. I wanted to connect with the businesses. Again, the city officials, the organizations. We have just so much richness and value in our community, and I think that is unnoticed. Maybe it's underappreciated at times, and my goal is just to share that with each of you through this podcast, and through, you'll be able to find it also on YouTube. So you'll be able to see when I sit down with a business owner, you'll be able to see inside their store, learn what their heart is, just find out maybe some things that'll be coming up in our community, our hometown. Maybe we won't know about. We'll get guests to share about some great organizations, maybe an organization that you might be interested in, that you might be able to volunteer. You might even be able to need that organization for whatever they're offering. So it's really just come here each week for our exciting guests that we'll have that will share a little bit about my hometown and your hometown. We'll get to know each other, and we'll get to know those people that live in our hometown, because in our hometown, in a small town, a small rural town, we're all neighbors. One way or the other, we're neighbors. So, in the big cities, your houses might be, 5 feet apart and not even know your neighbor. But out here in the country, out here in Bowie, Texas, our neighbors may be half a mile to a mile apart, but we sure do know our neighbors. So I just want us to get to know our neighbors a little bit better. I want us to spend a little time each week with our neighbors, do business with our neighbors, support our neighbors' organizations, be a part of those, volunteer, get out and help. Because when all of us serve a community, it just makes our community better. Sometimes we have just a handful of people that serve, and what if each one of us just took a little bit of time each week, maybe once a month, to serve and give back a little bit to our community? Imagine what our community would look like, how different it would look. And I hope through this podcast, through My Hometown, you'll find that place that you might be able to help and serve and just make our community even better. We live in a wonderful community, a great community of Bowie, Texas, home of the world's largest Jim Bowie knife. And my goal is just to make it better, just to make it a place that others come and say, what are they doing? And they can just pull into our town. They might pull in just right off the highway to see the Jim Bowie knife, and the world's largest Jim Bowie knife. And when they pull into town, they get out of their car, and they just feel that there is something different about our community. There's something different about my hometown. There's something different that they don't feel from where they come from. And it's not anybody they've come in contact with yet, but it's just a feeling that it's almost like a bubble that when you get in, it's just warm and cozy and friendly. And it's a place that you come into and you just don't want to leave because it just makes you feel a way you've never felt before. And that's my goal for our hometown. It's my goal for my hometown. So join me each and every week for the wonderful guests we're going to have and support their businesses, support their organizations, and get in there and serve where you can. So thanks for taking a little time to stop by and visit with me today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you around my hometown.